those are stuck. Bye. Ow! Oh man. Woohoo! That was bad. Yeah, that's in there. That bolt there, I do not like how that's coming out at all. This block might be toast, boys. Tip number 8, safety first. You push a socket with or a wrench with an open palm. When you pull, be careful where you're swinging your hands. These got sharp edges apparently. I don't know where I smacked my hand up against it. Cut it. Cut the hand right on the back. I might go for stitches later, but I want to get this bolt out. I'm going to go down to the shop and grab an actual breaker bar, which I should have been doing in the first place. I probably wouldn't have hurt my hand, but I'm lazy and I've got an ego problem. I wanted to be a big muscular dude and do this whole thing with a ratchet, but you pay that price, and the cut might not be maybe that bad. It did go all the way through the skin though, down to like the bone. Yeah, it broke. You know, I joke about I was gonna make a bunch of divorce jokes, as it's funny. You know, build an engine in your living room. It's hilarious. But safety is a big concern. Now I get boo-boos all the time, like cuts on my hand. You might occasionally smash a finger with a hammer or whatnot. Wrap it with some electrical tape, you know, zip tie tourniquets, etc. But there is always a fear that jack stand is going to give out and you're going to be stuck under a car and no one's going to be there to help you jack off. No one's going to be there to help you if you get stuck or if you get hurt really badly. If you get hurt, you live alone, you're going to have to drive yourself to a place to get fixed up. Drop all the cylinders. As of right now, everything seems to look good. I'm going to flop this over. It's going to dump a bunch of oil, but that's okay. There's some carbon packed in this guy here. This is a normal looking skirt. You can see there's no scrapes, there's no grooves, there's no scratches. It just looks like an old piston. It looks like a 180,000 mile piston. Turn it around and you can see that this side has got some wear. It's got some scrapes on there. If I can save the cylinder wall and I can extract that bolt that broke out of the main bearing cap, then I could put this engine back together and probably, if the rebuild kit I bought is any good, get at least another 150,000 miles out of it. I'll be happy with 100. Or sell it and buy a small size truck. Oh, we lucked out. Since we took the engine out and are rebuilding it, immediately after hearing noise in the engine, like the farthest I drove this thing after hearing noise in the engine was home, 20 miles. And you can see there's scratching on the side of this right there. However, you can run a pick over it, you can run your fingernail over it, and it's not like heavily grooved or anything. Same with this one. And if anything, it's just a little bit of discoloration. What I could do is run my honing tool through these cylinders and that'll be good. The only thing that I might not be able to get is that bolt. That bolt's got to get extracted, which sucks. The piston number 4, the upper cylinder ring, the compression ring or whatever you call it, is actually stuck. You can see the springs are kind of recessed down in there, and so you can't use like a regular like rental spring compressor. So what you have here is, and this is an OMT, I don't know, I'm not sponsored or anything, but I did buy it off Amazon, and so if you want, I can leave a link. Basically, this, you find the right size, one of these deals. It looks like that. It's kind of like a little cylinder with a slot. In order to press it down properly, it's got this giant C-clamp type deal. And then this would go on the end like that. If you've never seen valve spring keepers before, it's like a little conical cylinder, just like that. Lighting, gosh. It's like a little conical cylinder that has been split in half, and it's got a lip in it. And you can press a spring, and that lip goes in a groove, and then the spring cap kind of pushes those together, and it holds the cap down, and all the pieces work and hold the valve into the spring, and it just works because mechanical ingenuity, and it's wonderful. If you lose these, I don't know where to buy them, so don't swallow them. The most adorable little valve, the most adorable little exhaust valve, even though I have giant hands. Spring goes on there. Spring keepers go in the spring cap, and it pushes in, they click in, and that's what holds it all together. Okay, so it was worse than I thought. You could actually see the bones moving around in my hand. It's really gross. You don't want to hear about it, but I am literally bleeding to make YouTube videos and to make it on YouTube so I can quit my job and be a full-time build stuff in my kitchen guy.
For the Hyundai Accent 2015. Worst engine I've ever owned. I did end up going to the hospital last night, or for you, I suppose it's last weekend. I got 3 stitches in the back of my hand. Safety first. Did something dumb, wasn't wearing gloves, pulling toward the engine block, cut it on the edge of the aluminum engine block, which is very sharp. The next thing I want to talk about is the rebuild kit that I bought. Now this is like an eBay, Amazon rebuild kit, and there's a couple of things about it that I don't like. There's a difference in the piston rods that came with the rebuild kit and the ones that come with the stock piston rods. They're very small, and that's fine. But if you look at the piston rods up close, you could tell that the new one, this one right here, is smooth and this one is rough. And that's because these piston rods that came in the engine are actually scored and fractured, and these ones are machined to fit. When you see something like this where the piston rods are fractured, this is a way stronger part because they actually machine it as one piece and then they score it and they crack it. And when this goes together, it's just, there's no comparison to strength. And so I'm not going to be using the new ones. There's nothing wrong with the old ones. All the bearings looked great and all the pins are still tight. So I'll be able to press the new pistons onto the old rods and reuse those. And then also, because there's I bought the cheapest quality kit and there's nothing wrong with my crankshaft. All the surfaces look great and it's factory cast. It's not bent or anything. It spun amazing in the engine once everything was disconnected. I'm not going to be using the new crankshaft. I'm going to reuse my old one. And then I got to thinking and I decided that instead of using the timing chain that comes with the kit, I ordered a timing chain for $77 from Hyundai, from the Hyundai website. And that way I know that I'm getting an OEM timing chain. Alright, I'm down into the shop and it's kind of cheating because I was going to do this whole thing in the living room, but I didn't expect to break some bolts. What I'm going to do, weld this nut onto this bolt. And then try to pull it out with this breaker bar, and hopefully the heat and the new head on this bolt will work. No, it just broke off. Nope. And now we could try extracting it with an extractor. Is it gonna come out? The main cap bolts for this engine are like a 9.5 millimeter bolt, which means they're the same size as a 3/8 bolt, except they'd have different pitch on the threads. Now this is the strongest bolt that you can get from a hardware store, and this engine doesn't make a whole lot of power, so it's probably not going to matter. But everywhere you read online, and anybody you ask will swear that you have to get brand new upgraded ARP bolts for everything. I gotta admit, that's my first time soda blasting. That's some work, and it's messy. If I was to do it anymore, I'd probably want a bigger tank. I'm gonna blast these again with some water, then we'll put them in the parts washer. My hammer, shove